The rank and file of the National Democratic Congress, victims, security analysts and academia converged on the premises of the Labaoleshi Presbyterian School to commemorate exactly 1 year since violence broke out at Ayawaso West during the by-election. It was a somber atmosphere with black and red tents and decorations typical of a funeral ceremony. Yaro Ishao is perhaps the only one who bore the brunt of the January 31, 2019 incident after sustaining a gunshot to his right leg. He lamented government's neglect of him and the other victim.
For the past 1 year, you can share again, you go away. You might turn the left, you might turn the right. For the past 1 year, up to now, who put all that down? No Jibosa, Alonika. Meanwhile, me and you are crime, I guess you want back. When you do since 1 year, walk with long sleeve. Young men and you with long sleeves. You is like a bad.
Perpetrators of last year's chaos were said to be operatives of the national security. Speaking at the Deba, security analyst Adam Bona called for the dissolution of the entire national security apparatus as he believes it has outlived its usefulness.
The national security has outlived its usefulness. It has outlived its usefulness. I would appeal to the president. I would ask that we scrap the national security. Let's clean it with a parazone. Let's restructure it, because the national security is heading us into probably that doomsday prophecy.
A week after the violence broke out, government set up a commission of inquiry to probe the incident. Recommendations made by the commission include reprimanding the Minister of State in charge of national security at the presidency, Brian Echampong, as well as sanctioning Mohammed Suleimana, the SWAT officer caught on camera assaulting Ningo Prampram MP, Sam George. But government rejected about 50% of the commission's recommendations. According to the NDC's flagbearer and former President John Mahama, government's posture is a mockery of our constitution.
Why is the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who should be defending the law, make mockery of it, and thereby set a dangerous precedent by accepting that assault is permitted if one believes that one has been provoked? Why did the president pretend he cared about vigilantism and wanted to tackle it, and yet refused to abide by the key recommendations of the Emilshot Committee?
Hours before Friday's ceremony, a communique from the Ghana Police Service directed all police personnel to not provide security for the event. A directive managing editor at the Insight newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., finds disgusting.
President John Dramani Mahama is a president of this country, has been a president of this country before. And he's entitled to the security which is offered former President Kufuor, is entitled to the same security which is offered former President Jerry John Rawlings and every other person. The police must provide reasons why former President John Dramani Mahama cannot be provided with security when he attends public events like this one. I am totally shocked and disgusted by the conduct of our police service.
A year on, a single person is yet to be prosecuted for the Ayawaso West violence that has robbed a man of the use of his right leg and caused trauma to a dozen others. Ningo Prampram MP Sam George, who is also a victim, says government's continuous inaction is a bad precedent that should not be entertained. He has threatened legal action against the presidency to push for recommendations made by the Commission of Inquiry to be fully implemented.
We are not dogs, we are lions. And because we are lions, we will not relent in our fight back. We will fight back and achieve justice, one way or the other. Myself and the NDC will next week be filing a lawsuit against His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to challenge the findings of the white paper that has been issued, and challenge the basis for that white paper and the rubbishing of the Emile Commission, and we call on Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Chief Despot of the Republic, to immediately give life to the recommendations of the Emile Commission.
The general sentiment here today is the government hasn't done enough to tackle vigilantism head-on, and there is a demand for immediate action to be taken by, first of all, implementing recommendations that were made by the Emile-led Commission of Inquiry. Reporting from La Bauleshi, the epicenter of the violence that characterized the by-election at Ayawaso West, Wuogon on January 31, 2019. For City News, my name is Marie-France Fojo.